The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know.
The L weaving its way through these quiet winter streets as all the action is inside the raucous Chicago Stadium.
For the West, at forward, making his, and now the starting lineup.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago. The host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheek. And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but... And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside, and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. Lever, and he lays it straight in. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts, but you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. Now here's Jordan. After the miss from Alex English. Kicks it out to Jordan. And a miss there on the triple. Fat Lever with an uncanny knack for rebounding. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Olajuwon with incredible footwork for a big man. Harkin amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs. Have a chance to do it.
Oh, that'll be fun to watch.
Constantly applying pressure on the defense. Lever gets him. himself to the stripe.
West All-Stars shooting their first shots from the free throw line. Tonight, and the East All-Stars with some changes. Ewing comes in for Wilkins, and Cheeks is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these Stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan, get him into the game, and get the crowd into the game. So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. Think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah. Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Johnson down low. He's against Jordan. The West again cannot hit.
That's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
Michael Jordan showing the explosiveness that won in the dunk contest last night.
Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Here's English. Another spoon-fed basket for Magic.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
Good work there as it goes. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
There's got to be some excitement, maybe even, Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. And the East All-Stars with some changes. Brad Daugherty is checked in for Malone. Ainge comes in for Bird. And it's Rivers in for Cheeks. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for Karl Malone. McDaniels checked in for English. And it's Drexler in for Lever. And Kareem looking to set the career record for all-star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. Offensive rebound. And Kareem, the elder statesman, 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance. McHale's checked in for the East. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
The 7'2" Abdul-Jabbar is such a remarkable player, so talented, and you got to love that unblockable signature skyhook shot that he mastered from an early age.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most All-Star appearances by far in NBA history, Clark, and All-Star in every season of his career except one, and in that year he was injured.
Yeah, and at 40 years of age, matter of fact, the youngest player tonight was only 4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
No kidding.
That's right.
And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly. Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like him.
Here's Jordan. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call.
Good on the second free throw. Now Drexler. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Clyde Drexler getting jiggy with it. Nice little move that time, baiting the defender in tight and drawing the foul.
That one drops. He ties it up. Just 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner. And he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. East All-Stars lead by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star Game.
Bird can't hit.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
We've got Jordan. Dominique Wilkins out there with Bird. Then there's Gordon, and it's Rivers in at the point. So that's who the East All-Stars start the second with. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Stars.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And that's out of bounds. The East All-Stars will keep it. And some changes here for the East. Patrick Ewing's checked in for Dorton. And Thomas subbed in for Doc Rivers.
Ewing, Isaiah Thomas.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Jordan passes to Bird. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Bird's got his first points in this one.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight. And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
Lever, the pass to Aguirre. Olajuwon with the ball. He's picked up by Ewing. Back to Aguirre. Misses the 3. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the East. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Stolen by Drexler. Here's Lever. It's good from the top of the key. Lever's got his second basket of the night.
And Fat Lever snubbed a year ago. Now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well. Best by a mile for NBA guards.
Lever's gone 2 for 4 so far here tonight. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them. And, you know, so far, I like the effort from both teams. It's an exhibition, but each team showing great pride. They're getting after pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender.
There's 1:54 left in the first half, and Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Malone's checked in for the East. Ainge comes in for Wilkins. Then for the West All-Stars, English comes in for Aguirre, and it's Johnson in for Clyde Drexler. Jordan against Johnson. English on the wing. Takes a shot at the elbow. The silky high release from Alex English.
While assisting may not be the strength of his game, Olajuwon still knows when to get the ball to an open teammate.
Here's Jordan. And it's Malone with the rebound. And Clark, so much talent for each side, but they got to develop that chemistry on the fly, don't they?
Exactly, and that's what the coaches will be looking for down the stretch. Which group of players really complement one another and give you the best chance to win?
Lever with the steal. Here's Johnson. It's good. This game is all even. And it's 7 points for Johnson.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser, and I understand it's quite an event. You know, the separator with Jordan from other guys is his drive. That's obvious in my mind. He wants to win more than most anybody else out there on the floor.
The East making a switch. Rivers checked in. Then for the West All-Stars, Abdul-Jabbar comes in for Olajuwon. And James Worthy is subbed in for Karl Malone. Lever, that's good.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Here's Jordan. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on English.
Michael Jordan using that strength of his to get into the defense to draw the foul on the way up.
Brad Daugherty, he's checked in for Bird.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
13 feet away. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yep.
So it's the West now. There's 18 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Six on the shot clock. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Johnson's length makes him hard to deal with inside, which is why he's able to draw fouls.
Shooting from the West.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. 7 seconds left to play in the first half. 4 seconds left, and Jordan throws it.
mustard and spice on that slam.
Yeah, he did. Well said, Clark. His guys encourage him to go up hard, and he did. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
The West trails by 3. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Brad Nelson. Magic Johnson is out there with Lever. Then there's English. And there's Malone. And it's Olajuwon in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Jordan. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Jordan's got 4 points in the quarter. And of the players in tonight's All-Star Game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
Up again, East grabs the miss. And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show. Boy, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Lever taking his time here. Johnson outside. Takes a 3. Malone. They grab their own miss. Olajuwon. And out of bounds. The East All-Stars will have it.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, did he? Looked the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
And that replay showed just how forceful that block was.
Boy, he is all over that shot. I mean, had it read the whole way, got himself in the position, and then was able to make the play.
From deep, Jordan. It's rebounded by Malone. Malone's got his 6th rebound on the night. It's hauled in by the East. Bird's got 6 rebounds in the game. Wilkins, no good.
Had an easy look in transition and basically just tricked it. He's going to hear about that from his boys.
Malone finds Olajuwon. Here's Johnson. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the board of governors at the next meeting.
Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
Patrick Ewing's checked in for the East. McDaniels checked in for the West. Drexler comes in for Lever. Looking to end the run. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And Clark, a slow start for Michael Jordan, is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen.
Ewing finds Jordan. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Donaldson's checked in. Drexler passes to Johnson. Here's Donaldson. It's hauled in by the East All-Stars. Bird's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Jordan. It's rebounded by Donaldson. The West trails by 11. Drexler left side. It's hauled in by the East All-Stars.
They desperately need something to fall.
Here's Jordan.
And that was a foul. No question about it.
The East All-Stars have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. The first free throw is good. The West All-Stars making a switch here. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in, and so he hits both.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
Johnson outside. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
You know, I admit there is a little bit of a gray area when it comes to setting screens, but that one was pretty clear-cut to me.
Jordan inside. Drexler defending. And you think about adjusting, Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. It's Jordan with the drive. Oh, he misses the dunk.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. A big group substitution here for the East. Gordy's checked in for Ewing. McHale comes in for Bird. Ainge is checked in for Wilkins. And it's Rivers in for Thomas. Worthy's checked in for the West. And here are the East All-Stars. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Jordan can't get it to go. The West trails by 11. Johnson surveying the floor. Looking to get back on track here. Great D that time from Jordan. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. Rivers dishes to Jordan. Over Abdul-Jabbar. And that's rejected by Abdul-Jabbar. Johnson with the bounce pass. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Johnson's got 4 assists in the game.
And Kareem at 40, still handling his business, getting it done. 15 points a game on 54% shooting from the field. For a 40-year-old, that is excellent production from the center position.
On Kareem running low on time to set that scoring record, Clark.
Kevin, there's still enough time left in my mind for him to do it. I would love to see it happen. No guarantees that he gets back to this game next year.
Aguirre's checked in for the West. Here's Rivers. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin. And it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
Johnson, wide open. He fires. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did. And the West as a team will certainly have their work. down.
the score.
It's going to be fun to
Your
watch.
East
And so it's the
All-Stars.
East All-Stars in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points come. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
They've got Doherty. Jordan is out there with Thomas. Then there's Dominique Wilkins, and it's Malone in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
Efficiency personified there. Jordan scoring at will, taking over the game whenever he chooses.
Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are graped up pretty good. And the 6'9" forward, Karl Malone out of Louisiana Tech, playing for the Utah Jazz. Tonight, he's wearing number 7 to honor the great Pete Maravich, who himself was a 3-time All-Star with the New Orleans Jazz.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been. The pass to Wilkins. Here's Jordan. And it's off the back rim, no good. And here's Abdul-Jabbar. He'll bring it up for the West All-Stars. 9-point game. Johnson, the pass to Malone. Kicks it out to Johnson. Pulls up on the wing. Again, the West All-Stars.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
The East making a switch. Ainge is checked in, and West also making a switch. Olajuwon's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. And the clock not in Kareem's favor as far as setting this record clock.
And he's not even on the floor. The West has to at least give him that chance.
Jordan. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Malone. No good on that.
First team foul. At the line.
He hits the second from the line. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. The West trails by 8. Johnson, the pass to English. Now Lever. Johnson outside. He kicks it to English. Olajuwon on the wing. Clock at 4. Johnson, that's for 2. Rebound by the East All-Stars. Wilkins has got his 5th rebound in this one. A drive by Jordan. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Hey, when Jordan is cutting to the cup, he's locked in on throwing it down. The D doesn't have a chance at denying him that chance.
English outside. And Lever has it in the corner. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. Free throw good. Lever.
Fat Lever is not the biggest guard, but he makes big impact on the game because he plays with such intensity at both ends of the floor.
The East leading by 8. The drive. Oh, wow!
A devastating punch. They can. afford to give up a dunk like this when they're trying to come back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was a statement behind that dunk, one that says, you aren't going to come back in this one, buddy. Malone's gone 3 of 8 shooting from the floor. And here is Jordan. This one for 3. And when the jump shot is falling for Michael Jordan, what can you do? He is unstoppable. The West trails by 13. Johnson outside. Pass to Olajuwon. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson.
The assist.
Johnson's got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Jordan. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jordan's got 55.
And Jordan is simply amazing at finishing through contact. Doesn't matter what you throw at him or who, he finds a way to score.
On the wing, Johnson.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:57 left in the game. Here's Olajuwon. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup. Olajuwon's got 4 points now in the quarter. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. And the East with some changes. Malone comes in for Danny Ainge. And it's Burden for Doherty. And the foul on Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
And the East has possession. Jordan way outside. The West All-Stars pull it in. Malone's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Lever. Can't connect from short range. The East leading by 11. Jordan with it. English picks him up. And Jordan gets it to go.
Catching the defense off guard that time with the pull-up. Jordan too good off the dribble.
Johnson with it. Pass to Olajuwon. Olajuwon drawn the double team. Johnson with the bounce pass. The fader. Olajuwon can't hit. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the East. This is the most they've led by 13 points.
Stars ball.
And the West All-Stars have possession. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense.
West All-Stars ball. Shooting.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
You know, Johnson is really one of the more unique point guards that we've had in the game over the years. And he's able to do it with style and substance. Boy, you can see the connection these guys have. They ran the play well. The defense had no idea how to deal with it. That was unexpected, to say the least. What a misguided decision there.
To the inside. And Johnson with the stuff.
What a setup. Great dime.
I know, what a finish. Putting it down with authority. Woo. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan. Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over. They're behind by 8. There's 42 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's English. To the paint. Here's Malone. And the rejection by Bird.
I just can't see how they've got enough time to come back in this one right now.
The open shot by Johnson. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock.
This is Magic time. When the game's in the balance, he makes it happen.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Third team.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over. They're trailing by 6. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Boy, they need to respond fast.
And they've been moving the ball, Clark, really well tonight.
Good things come to those who take good shots. Great size and scoring ability. Hakeem, a tough assignment defensively. Drawing whistles, drawing fouls, nothing new for him.
And Clark, they're holding on to a slim advantage.
Well, you know, they want to build this lead and get just a little more breathing room. Yep, good foul to stop the clock.
At the line for...
And he does get the second one. And that gives them a 4-point cushion.
You know, Thomas plays the game with such an edge and attitude and great confidence, and I think that gives him an edge out there on the court. He's always willing to go the extra mile.
There's 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
No pressure at all. He's not feeling it. Unfazed, completely unfazed.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
And, you know, these moments don't faze Bird at all. He enjoys being the guy to take the critical shots because he's got ultra confidence in himself.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars. They're down by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
This is a tricky situation. I mean, they need to get some kind of bucket to stay alive. They got to do it fast, though.
Lever, the pass to Olajuwon. Money!
Oh, that's so difficult to stop. Once Olajuwon gets near the rim, you got to be ready for him to rise up and throw it down.
And stolen by English. Driving to the basket. Yes!
Not a big deal there for English. Doesn't even feel the pressure.
And the East All-Stars call time here. They're trailing by 1. Just 2 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
This is what it comes down to. This shot can win the game. Not much time left, but they have just enough to execute a play.
From deep, Jordan.
Oh!
Buzzer beater.
Clutch, much in the clutch. Woo-hoo. How about that? Yeah. My, oh my. They'll be
And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in. Clark, they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team.